Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching. This is part one in a 50-part video series based on my best-selling book, Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. There was overwhelming demand for an audible version of this book. So while I worked on that, I thought it would be a good idea to record one chapter at a time on YouTube for free. And that way people can get a sense of what the book is all about. This also allows me the opportunity to go off script a little bit. And so I can expand upon the ideas in the book and give you some more context, to each lesson. So the book, Trading Wisdom. Let's go ahead and jump right in. You can find the book right now on Amazon, of course. 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. Trading Wisdom. My first book is also available on memoir. I was a cancer patient and a cancer caregiver. You can read about that. As well. My battles with cancer. You can find me on Twitter. I am at Big Ched. And you can check me out at Bitcoin Live, where I'm a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, the best-in-class educational platform for crypto. If you're serious about learning how to trade, I definitely recommend you check out Bitcoin Live. I'm very proud to be a founding analyst. So, Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. Let's jump right into that. I'm going to read the introductory sections during each video because that way, if someone just happens upon, a random lesson throughout the series, they can understand what they're looking at. So let's start right in. I will be reading from the actual book about the author. I love trading and have been doing it for many years. My formal training is with Japanese candlesticks and classical charting. And I am certified as a CMT, Chartered Market Technician Level 1. My educational background in psychology and brief career as an amateur poker player also guide my approach, paying proper respect to risk management and the study of one's opponent. On Twitter is where I am most well known and can be found at Big Cheds. I am also a proud founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, the best-in-class educational platform for crypto. This is my second book. My first published work was a memoir titled My Battles with Cancer, a candid patient and caregiver's memoir. Introduction. My early days of trading were filled with frustration, confusion, and constant losses. After making some of the same mistakes over and over again, I began to adapt and learned a few tricks to minimize my losses. As I began passing these tricks on to my fellow traders through my Twitter account at Big Cheds and blog, chedstrading.blogspot.com, it launched me on a path of learning and teaching. With enough time, that path led to a dedicated studies of Japanese candlesticks and classical charting, and ultimately CMT certification. My career and brand have been built on helping new traders avoid my old mistakes, and this book is a natural extension of those efforts. This book is also a natural extension of my Complete Beginner's Guide to Trading that I wrote back in 2017 when I was undergoing chemotherapy for lymphoma. I subsequently beat my cancer and wrote a book about that experience and have since continued to grow in my journey as a trader and teacher. Building on my years of work with my Twitter account, learning blog, and other various writings on trading subjects, I am happy to now bring together in one place all those bits and pieces that have helped to make me a successful trader. I have personally made every single mistake mentioned in this book multiple times, and therefore can speak from the heart. which I hope helps make each lesson a little bit easier to learn. Thank you for reading and best of luck in your journey. I really want to emphasize that. These are really hard mistakes to avoid. So we have lesson 1 today, respecting your funds. I'm going to read from the lesson. And the idea, the concept here in this lesson, in lesson 1, is it's about how you think about your money and how you're respecting it or not. And we have a quote to start the chapter: "Treat your money right, or it will find a new owner." Right? Let that sit a little bit. Right? So, if you say you have $5,000 to start a new trading account, let's say maybe your friend, your birthday, and your parents give it to you, or you get a bonus from work. Right? $5,000, you start a trading account. You want to respect that money. You don't want to think, hey, this is just free roll money or free riding money, right? Because if you think about this as money that you just don't care about, chances are it's going to find a way to get into someone else's account, right? You're going to make bad trades or risky trades or dumb trades, and some other person who has read textbooks and is a patient trader, understands ebb and flow of trading, they're going to benefit from your mistake. Right? Your money's going to find a new owner. So you need to respect your funds, or they will find a new owner. This is from the book. I love that quote. It really cuts to the bottom line by reminding us to respect our funds lest they disappear. Right? So along those lines from the book, in the process of finding good risk-reward opportunities, avoid overexposing yourself when there's no reason to do so. So this ties into other chapters later about finding plays and being patient and kind of your posture. So while you're looking for opportunity and while you're trying to see if a play that's setting up is a good play, is a good opportunity, and you're scaling in, and you're adding risk to it, it's in the process of finding good risk-reward opportunities, avoid overexposing yourself when there's no reason to do so, right? So it's while you're trying to find good spots, don't just overexpose yourself for dumb reason, right? Don't just fire a huge bullet in your first entry, or in the first dip, the first oversold 15-minute RSI, don't run in and buy 10 plays. Don't just spread, and then all of a sudden you're whoa, what did I do? Right? Avoid overexposing yourself. Respect your money. Keep it ready, guard it. Don't be so frivolous with it. Quote, in trading, the minute you let your guard down is when the capital destruction begins. Stay vigilant and respect your funds. Capital destruction, right? That's what happens when you make these mistakes. That's what happens when you're not careful and you don't respect your money, is you destroy your capital. It's capital destruction, and it's all your actions as a trader, should be to avoid that or to minimize that, because there is unavoidable capital destruction through volatility and other things, of course, from the book. An interesting way to think about this. Now, this is kind of about respecting money or not. An interesting way to think about this is to look at what the average person is willing to spend their funds on. Many refuse to pay for training materials or premium educational sites, but have no problem allocating major funds for high-risk, short-term trades, right? Think about that, right? You have no problem doubling down on a trade. You're down 40%, you're going to double your position. All of a sudden, you've now you have $10,000 in some play, right? Or even if it's $1,000 or $2,000, whatever is a lot of money to you or in your trading account, that's a lot of money, right? But you're not gonna. So you're playing these large positions and you're throwing money around and you're doing your thing, but you're not willing to pay $100 for a great textbook that's been around 50 years that is 5-star textbook. You're not willing to spend money for maybe a one-on-one session with a pro trader or something that whatever you deem is value, or something that's going to push you to grow and learn and teach you, some type of a course, a good course, one that's got good reviews, a verified course, something, right? you're willing to spend all this money, you're willing to risk all this money, but you're not willing to respect your money by putting in the time to learn that course, the time to read that textbook. Okay, gotta respect your money, right? Think about that. You're willing to spend all that money on a big trade, but you're not willing to spend $100, $150, $50, 20, $30, whatever it is, maybe a monthly subscription for something, right? You got to respect your money by making the investment in your skills and your ability to be a better shepherd over your money. Back to the book. If you're going to risk large amounts of money, you should respect those funds by spending the rather minimal amount it takes to buy a textbook or trading service. I have some, I'll recommend them to you, that I'm a fan of, and I talk about them on Twitter. The money spent in this fashion will have a multiplier effect. As your trading skill improves, your ability to properly utilize your capital will as well, and over time that will lead to bigger wins and smaller losses. Right? That's what I talked about, being a better shepherd of your money, is that time you spend for the textbook, and then you read it and you practiced, or the course and the video series, you absorbed it and you tried it. All that over time, all your future decisions are now, you're wiser as you're making them. You're more mindful of risk. You're more careful. You're deploying your funds hopefully better in the sense of towards opportunity and not towards boredom, right? You're looking for opportunity. You're understanding value. It's a multiplier effect. And from the book, I kind of end the paragraph, the chapter, right? Either take trading seriously by studying hard and investing in yourself, or go find a new hobby. It sounds kind of harsh, right? What do you mean hobby, Big Cheds? If it's a hobby, it's a hobby, right? You're going to the casino, you're playing the slot machine, you're playing roulette, you're doing something where the odds are not against, the odds are against you, right? It's the house advantage. You're treating it like a hobby. But if you're an investor, if you're a trader, if you're serious, you have to invest in yourself. You have to put in the time to become a trader by reading a textbook, by studying hard, by practicing, by limiting your risk, by doing all those things. And that's respecting your funds. You're respecting your funds by investing in yourself. That's like you're respecting your funds by saying, I'm going to pull all my money out of my trading account right now until I'm more confident. I'm going to read this book first. I'm going to practice first. I'm going to paper trade first, right? It's not, your trading account is down 60%, and you say, well, fine, I don't care if it goes to zero. Well, you should care. Respect the money that's still there. Respect the money, right? Respect your funds. That is chapter 1 of my book, Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. This is part 1 in a 50-part video series. Like I said, there was just a ton of demand for an audible version, so I thought it would be a good idea kind of while I'm working on that to do a video series. You can find the book on Amazon right now, Trading Wisdom, Kindle and paperback. It's doing well, and I'm very thankful for your support. The feedback's awesome. I love when I hear the stories from people. What people say is they like how it's straight to the point. There's not a lot of fat. It's easy to digest. It's relatable. Everyone understands the mistakes. So it feels great. I'm really happy about it. It's doing well. And thank you for your support. You can find my first book as well, My Battles with Cancer. That's also available on Amazon. As a reminder, you can find me on Twitter @BigCheds. And I would, if you're serious about trading and learning how to trade, check out Bitcoin Live, where I'm a founding analyst. You'll find the link in the bio. I'm very, very proud to be a founding analyst there. Thank you for watching this, and we will talk again soon. Big Cheds out.